Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a presentation of the Nostalgia Cup Series on Grid Finder, presented by PRA. You're probably wondering, a bit of a different voice up here presenting this Grid Finder coverage of the Nostalgia Cup Series. Well, it's a new situation up here for me as well. We're in Kansas, and it's going to be a terrific time. My name is Morgan Cook. I've been broadcasting here for quite a while, but first time on PRA. Excited to be here. Absolutely. Kansas is going to be the stage in which we set the field and race tonight. Qualifying underway, about a minute and a half to go in the session. Let's have a chat about how this race expects to go, and then we'll get into our starting grid and through our race. Track conditions here tonight. It's a nice balmy 79 degrees in the middle of the United States. Track temp pretty hot though, 109. A little bit of wind shouldn't be a terrible factor, and of course it's dry because if it was wet, we'd probably crash. Coefficients of friction and all of that. This Kansas Speedway, just over a mile and a half, altitude just under 1,000 feet, and it is one of the better racetracks on the circuit, especially for these Gen 4 cars that we're going to see piloted around the Speedway tonight. Pit road speed, 45 miles an hour. That will be important to keep in mind because that will catch you out if you're not paying attention. Pretty easy pit road to get onto here tonight, but you can certainly make mistakes if you push it too hard. 4 tire sets available for drivers tonight with the one faster pair just in case things go awry. 130 laps your scheduled distance with a fuel limit of 100%, meaning you can likely go I think around 50 laps on fuel, if I'm not mistaken, in that ballpark. We'll find out more about that throughout the show. And of course, my name is Morgan Cook here for PRA. If you haven't already, take an opportunity, like the video, and drop us a subscribe here on the channel. Streaming live to YouTube as we speak. Qualifying has just concluded. Now it's time to get to your grid. Figure out where your favorite driver is going to start the race. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Starting on the pole, Matthew Bird alongside Jake Raven in the 37. In the third spot tonight will be Landon Lacey in that Rainbow Warriors 24. Ed Sauls starts in the 4th spot, pair of Chevys. Tide Ride, Ross Weiss starts in 5th. Kyle Nadeau starts in the 6th position. 7th for Aaron Fontaine, right beside Nicholas Sarkeski. That is row 4. Row 9, or how about P9, Rodney Roberts beside Scott Haynes. That is the top 10. Kevin Bowley beside William Bowman starting in 12th. 13th for Jerry Hendrickson. Daniel Blanco starts in 14th with a pair of Chevys. Row number 8, Chucky Walden alongside Thomas Coonan in the rowdy throwback NOS Energy car. 13 of Cody Johnson starts 17th alongside Ted Newman in P18. Your top 20, Mark Radowski beside J.D. Biddle. J.D. Biddle. Joe Albright beside A.J. Brandenburg makes up the 11th row. 23rd for Jason Cardwell. Garrick Hubbard starts 24th. 25th for Shannon Milliken, side Joey Kuba. That's 26th. And that is your grid here tonight. Cars should be leaving the pit lane here in mere moments. And then we will get this thing fired up. Waiting on a few drivers to load in, and then we can get after it. 130 laps here from Kansas. Should put together a fun race tonight. Formation lap, here we go. Field already down and away. Everyone chasing Matthew Bird right off the rip. Into turn number 3 and 4, the progressive banking. Holding that 9 car in the middle. We're going to see that banking play a factor tonight. 1 degree lower on the bottom than in the middle, and then 1 degree higher on the top than in the middle. But into the restart zone, that's going to matter later because green flag is out here in Kansas. Already some moving and some shaking. This back for 5th. That's your top 3. Oh, loose for the tide ride. And the 50's in the wall. Almost 3 wide. We're going to be 3 wide. As great run through the center for the 25 and the 50s. 27, not so much. 50's a little bit loose still. Struggling already for Aaron Fontaine. Near contact with the 88. Going to slide back precipitously throughout the field is Rodney Roberts. I imagine a teammate in a similar Scorpion-style ride. Going to go try and make a pass. This time for 8th. Out front, the 9. Bird doing his job nicely. No contenders so far. The gap's up to 4/10, and it looks to be growing. This car fastest in practice, obviously won the pole. Exceptionally quick so far tonight. Does it stay that way? Only time will tell. Close battle on the racetrack is this one. See the 27. Just get passed by the 25. This is Sikorsky getting passed by Haynes. Nadu tries to get a spot away as well. And the yellow flag flies. Yellow flag is out. Fontaine has gone around. Let's see what happened. Contact up into the 3. That car was loose already. I don't think any more contact. That was close. I don't think there was any more contact, but that was a tight one. Check it out one more time, this time from the onboard. Yeah, just not quite enough room up off of turn number 4. First caution of the day. Going to come here early in this race. Bird has led every lap so far. I don't think we're going to see anybody pit here. Tire wear shouldn't be that egregious at this point in the race, as we're working lap 5, about to finish lap number 6. Well, one par is going to come in here. Also, unlimited tires, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, 4 sets of tires available here. As we continue to pace around. A few drivers on pit road: Sauls, Nadeau, Brandenburg, Cardwell, Milliken, all on the pit lane. One driver surprise isn't on pit road is Aaron Fontaine, the driver who spun, keeping it on the raceway. So far, so good for drivers. We saw the 50 here. It was loose on the initial fire-off up on the top side. Started running the bottom to try and make the car tighten up a little bit. And it got too tight, pushed up off of 4. Got into the door of the 3, that being Chucky Walden, right there. The Good Wrench Services Plus car. Then slid through the infield grass. Drivers, I believe, lining up. Yes, we are going to go 1 to green here. Get this thing back underway. Remember, single file restarts, just the way it was back in the Gen 4 era. Matthew Bird leading the way. Only driver to not change positions. Our first, Matthew Bird, and last, Joey Kuba, who never took the grid. Everybody else has gained or lost at least 1 position in tonight's action. Pace car should dive off of turn 4 and will get back racing. There's that sharp turn. Field in the hands of Bird. Right up against the outside wall. You can pass to the outside. You can't pass to the inside. It's not going to matter. Into the start zone. 9 down to the bottom. Here comes the 24. Jeff Gordon-esque with the Rainbow Warrior scheme, but nothing doing. Here's the battle. Blanco on the outside. What a run for the 57. What does Blanco do down here in turn 3? He's going to run the seam. Should have momentum up off the corner as we begin lap number 10. 9 complete already here in Kansas. Coonan goes for a move here. Oh, a little contact on the backstretch. The Kyle Busch throwback into the door of the Mark Martin throwback. As we slide up off of turn 4, no harm, no foul this time by. This not on the racetrack is the best battle. The lead is getting contested, but Bird still holding on. But now the 24 has gotten to the quarter panel. Now to the door, is going to drive it in really deep. 24 is going to get a little bit loose, but will make the pass stick. New leader, Landon Lacey. How about 2 spots gained here? Third to first in 12 laps. Blanco still trying to pass cars here. The 27 is the next under attack. That's Sikorsky. As they both try and chase down Scott Haynes in the 25. A little further back in the field because we show everybody here. 13 fights alongside the 87 as we got cart through the grass. That's the 60. Kevin Boley went for a ride, but kept that car stable. Drag race now, Boley and Nadu for 18th. Oh, 18's in the wall. 87 apologies in the wall. M&M scheme caught me out there. Further up the field is going to see the actual 18. Trying to hold off Rodney Roberts in the 29. Good battles. Everyone right now just trying to keep it together. As I saw Kyle Nadu at the corner of my eye have a wicked loose moment. It's right on board here. To have straightened it out a little bit here. Car not nearly as evil as it was just a few laps ago. Bowman trying to hold off Hendrickson. Landon Lacey has driven out to a 3/4 second lead over Bird. Really has done a nice job of just running lap times here. Here's the distance between them. The last 5 laps, only one of them has gone in Bird's favor, with Lacey gaining 3/10 just a couple laps ago. It's settled down a little bit. We'll see if he continues to have this rapid pace. Looks like Bird is starting to close in. About even that lap. Let's watch on board for this one. Looking at the interval middle of your screen, that .795 number at the moment. Saw a lot of speed on the exit for Landon Lacey. Kind of center exit right here seems to do well. He did in 1 and 2. He lost a little bit there in 3 and 4. All in all, though, positive lap. We're going to see it right here. Watch 1 and 2. So he loses a little bit of time on entry, but gains a lot of time right here. Up well over 0.8 of a second. So around 8:20. A little bit less now. And now on this part of the racetrack, kind of evens out. Maybe a little bit of a gain on exit. So all in all, that was a pretty good lap actually for Lacey. That'll put him about a 10th faster that lap. So looking good at this point. Caution is out. We have got a spinner on the racetrack. I believe it was Garrick Hubbard. Saw the 95. No caution there. Maybe this will tell us what the flag was for. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't see anything that would think was a caution. Just made it into his box safely. No harm, no foul, but I don't know where the yellow came from. Either way, lap 21 is where we see our second stoppage. Oh, is it Ed Sauls potentially? Was that where this happened? Let's go back one more time here and see if we can find it. Oh, is it the 4 potentially having a moment? Got passed a few times in that final green flag lap. Saul's in the 51, apologies. Loose moment, no. Car's on pit road right now. We'll catch up to that in a second. I'm just trying to figure out where this caution was. I'm quite surprised. Oh, there it is. 55 went around. Found, no, not, it was an 88 maybe. Yeah, it was 88. Let's go back one more time here. 88 and the 23. So we go back and find that. It's a big hit for those cars. Let's try this one. So there's the 88. There's the 3. Again, just watching Ted Newman. Those are the 2 cars involved in the accident, so I think it's probably a safe bet that we're close to it at the very least. Battle for 10th here. 2 drivers maybe make a little bit of contact there. No. Already damaged for Newman on the left rear. Goes in on the middle of the racetrack. 23 tries to follow suit. And not this lap. I think it's going to happen pretty quick here. One more time here. I think this is where we're going to see our accident. Yeah, 23 just got him. Just flat out got him. Right in the back bumper, spun them both around. And that will be our second caution of the day. Bird got out to the lead while we had the pit stop sequence already. On the 1 to green, already in 3 and 4. We'll be going back racing here in mere moments. 23 laps in the books, coming to complete 24 in just a few moments. Field up against the outside wall into the start zone. We got drivers struggling further back. It's Hendrickson. Did not get going. A few drivers to the black flag because of passing on the inside. Biddle's one, Walden's the other. Will those get cleared? Not sure as of yet. Doesn't look like it. And we stay green. Hendrickson still struggling in the center of the corner. Going to be contact. 50's in the wall again. Fontaine really having issues here tonight. Blanco going to look 3 wide. Thinks better of it. Up front, Lacey is again looking to get around Bird. This 24 has been a rocket ship so far today, as he was so many times here in Kansas. Slide up in front of Bird and take the lead away. Just 2 laps after we went green. Further back for 7th. Raven. Sikorsky. Door to door. 27 and 37. Now, of course, we'll single file out. Rodney Roberts trying to get into this battle as well. Up in front of them, Scott Haynes trying to ride the outside. Alongside the car who just crashed, that's the 88. Ted Newman is already up 12. Remember, was caught up in that last accident, knocked the deck lid right off that car. Still clearly showing speed here this evening. Great battle back here. This is a gaggle. Near clear for the 87 off the nose of 17. Thought better of it. Saved all those cars from going around. As we work lap 29. That 87 struggling right now, quite loose for Radowski. Let's watch the hands. See how much this wheel is going to turn right here in just a moment. Yeah, loose on exit, certainly. It's just edgy right now. It's not really wrecking loose, though it would if you're not paying attention. Wreck, that is. Yeah, really has to wait a long time on throttle. This battle behind him, pretty intense. Biddle again holds off Milliken. '17's gonna, caught the wall a ton. Oh man, big hit. Go back up here to Ted Newman, who is under fire from Sikorsky and catching Scott Haynes just the same. Nadu, the other Napa car, makes a move to the inside. Not going to be enough to get around Sikorsky. Field starting to spread out a little bit. Here's a battle. Fontaine again loose, this time on the inside of the 77. Now here come the opportunistic 3 and 4. Oh, he clipped him in the door. The 3 great say. Up the racetrack. Heavy contact for the 3. Chucky Walden. Wrong place, wrong time. Will pay for it with a cracked right front piece of bodywork. That'll slide him back to 21st position. Jason Cardwell trying to scoot on by. Here comes the 95 as well, trying to run away from this group. No, 95, Garrick Hubbard, who is a lap down to this group. Trying to hold tough. Back up front. Bird is a second back of Lacey. Coonan has closed up 13 spots gained for the 18. That would make him your biggest mover of the day. So far, Working lap 35 of 130. Landon Lacey, your leader. 2 cautions for half a dozen laps. Had 2 lead changes. Lacey took it from Bird. Bird took it back. That is about how it has gone so far. And Landon Lacey is really putting on a show here today. No one is really all that close on lap time. Closest car is about 1/10 of a second back, and that's going to be Daniel Blanco. On lap time, the 10th second on lap time, that is. Matthew Bird around that same area. Really, your whole top 5 is running in the same bracket for lap times, but no separation between these guys. 27 for a move. Oh, 88's going to hold them tight down on the bottom. They're going to get tight. Oh, there's more contact. Tell you what, if I was a 27, I would not be thrilled, and he's going to get spun anyway into the outside wall. Caution's going to come out. We saw it live. Oh, my goodness. What a hit for the 27. Nicholas Sikorsky has gone around, and here's how it happened. So the 37 goes to the bottom, comes back up and clips him. Up into the outside wall, head first. Put us under the 3rd caution of the day. Should be seeing pit stops potentially. See the 24 dive in here? Yes, we do. As well as the rest of the field. Enter pit road. Working caution number 3 here of the night. Remember, the 9 beat the 24 off of pit road last time. That'd be the same here on this run. Here comes the 18. Oh, 24 is going to get them both. Landon Lacey will win the race off pit road. Landon Lacey will lead some more laps today. Now that we are one more time around, until we're going to get this thing back fired up. Working lap number 40. 39 in the books already. For your leader, 26 laps led so far, well over half. Rest of them to Matthew Bird, who is quickly falling through the field. I believe he sped on the pit lane. That's going to be a fun one to watch. The 9 car has been About the second fastest car here. Good on the short run. Long run seems to be the strength of the 24. See what we get for the fourth run of the race. Green flag is out again. Napa cars trying to do battle on each other. Newman, again, going to be right on the door of another car. That is so dangerous with how wobbly and unstable these cars have been. But Nadeau's going to give it right back. It's risky because the car on the inside bobbles. You get into the door of the car on the outside. Outside car's probably going to smack the wall. We saw that earlier. The 27 and with the 3. Two separate incidents. Very easy to have those kind of issues. Blanco trying to make a move and will make a move on the 60. Right around the outside of the grid finder, number 57. Showing some pretty decent speed here today. He's going to get right up in this group. Big gaggle of cars here. From Haynes on back. Make that Weiss on back. Look at this. This is where it gets very difficult to mix between offense and defense. You'd love to go catch Coonan and Lacey, who are now quite a ways up the road, but you got to remember, behind you, a bunch of cars that are trying to get around you and will do anything to do so. And these cars are fanning out incredibly wide. We're going to see it here. See one on the bottom, one in the middle, one way up on the outside, and then you start to fade and dip and dive. Oh, that spot's not available for the 55. He thought about it. Nadeau wanted so badly to cross over in front of the 57. The spot was not there. That would have been a big crash. Blanco, the big benefactor of that move. Slowly but surely dives down to the bottom here. Should be able to clear the 88. No, 32 is going to block the lane. Now they both occupy the middle. Here comes the 55. Nadeau on the top side. 3 wide off of turn 4. Napa cars blocking each other as Blanco tries to get around. Deep drive. Still right on the door. I'm not usually one to say lean on him or anything like that when it comes to racing a mile and a half, but my goodness, that 88 is going to learn eventually. You just can't really get away with that in these cars. Eventually, someone's going to put you in a spot you don't like. Remember earlier, 88 got dumped by the 23 for racing just like that. Oh, just not enough for these drivers. Tide ride, Ross Weiss starting to fall back a little bit. As Landon Lacey is a little bit under fire from Coonan. How many times we see this on Sundays growing up? Jeff Gordon chased down by Kyle Busch. Nostalgia series, hitting right in the feels right about now. As a pair of Michael Waltrips continue to run side by each. Ricky Craven behind him. And is that a potentially a parody of the classic Talladega Night scheme in the 57? Hard to say. Oh, into the wall he is. Just wants to go fast, I am sure. Let's go check in on Bird. Remember, driver was the pole sitter. Had a penalty under the last caution. He's going to have to drive all over the field. And is working on it right now. Sees the gaggle in front of him and wants so badly to be a part of it. This is the gaggle we're referring to. Starting to smooth out. Roberts and Fontaine into the mix, as we are midway through the 50th lap of this race. Oh, look at the move we're seeing back here. Bird working on Radowski. Apologies, that was Biddle. Oh, and there goes the 87 off the nose of the 9. Caution is out. Caution is out. 87 went for a spin. Radowski. Elliott Sadler throwback will go for the trip. Here is the spin for Radowski. Oh, loose on his own. 9 had nowhere to go. Ends up getting into him, spun him around. Pretty small little incident there. Minimal damage on the 87. I think the only driver who's really not loving this is, well, both Lacey and Coonan. Both of those guys had pretty substantial leads over the rest of the field. You could argue the 87 too, probably not loving this because of the spin he was involved in. Fourth caution of the night. Pit stops once again. So it seems like tires not particularly mattering here today, as we've already burned. I think it's our third set we're going to burn. You can see these cautions pretty much equidistant. One at lap 3, 15 laps later we saw the next one. Then it was around lap 25 or so, and then here again at 50, something like that. Oh, that was close. Coonan almost got there, but still not enough to get around Landon Lacey. Most drivers down and away. The 9 taking a lot of time on pit road here. Radowski, black flag. I'm not really sure why we're seeing this issue. Oh, connection issue is what it is for Radowski. Heavy connection issue. Gets sent to the tail for this one. Of you watching in the chat right now, let me know who you think's going to win this race. Will it be the 24 or the field, Landon Lacey or somebody else here in this one? Pace lights are out. We're getting ready to go back racing in about a mile and a half. Down the backstretch, 24, 18, 25, 88, 32, your top 5. Lacey, Coonan, Haynes, Newman, and Weiss. The Grid Finder Nostalgia Series presented by PRA. Bringing you this action live approaching the halfway point in this one. About 15 laps from now. Green flag is back out on the racetrack. Top 12 or so tight together. Everybody else starts to spread apart. Newman again right to the outside of somebody. This time it's Haynes as the Tide Ride tries to get a move on. This trio, Walden, Fontaine, and Bowman, getting scrappy. You just hope at this point that you're able to put together good lap times. You get a green flag enough run to move forward as the battle for the lead starting to heat up a little bit as Blanco and Bird try and work around Sauls. He'll be the first to pass the 51. Oh, that was almost a crash. Sauls got loose. Blanco had to lift. Give the advantage back to the 9. As Kuna just ripped the fastest lap of the race, a 30.68. Gonna get right to the quarter of the 24. We see our third leader today off of turn number 4. They both dive to the bottom of the racetrack. 24 playing defense. Lacey says, no, not this time. Work a little bit harder to get the lead from me. Now the 18 is going to try and run the middle, get the momentum. Crossover? Oh, I think so. Drag race down the back. Carbon copy of the last lap. Just not quite enough to get alongside. Rakowski's on pit lane here. Now Lacey will leg it out by a few car lengths. '18 in the dirty air just cannot seem to get that thing to rotate. Find the time. Blanco working on Sauls. Possibly Sal's. Getting that wrong. Apologies. This is for 8th as Blanco makes the pass and drives away. Newman under fire still from Weiss. Weiss to the bottom. Newman to the high side where he has been so aggressive. Pinching drivers down in the center of the corner. One of these times it will not be beneficial for him. We have yet to see it pay negatively so far. And this battle for the lead just will not go away. Kuhn cooled the tires off. Now has a little bit of momentum. As the 32 is into the door of the 88. I think they moved each other up the racetrack. That's the hazard of getting right on the door as Matthew Bird going to try and sail into the top 5. Maybe fly into the top 5 would be a more apt play on words. See what Bird sees. Maybe a bird's eye view, so to speak. Enters middle. This is the line I like to run here. Although he caught the seam and it got him free in the center. He's going to dive to the bottom, I imagine. Oh, just in front of 32. And he is not going to have the 88 running up the racetrack, I don't believe. We'll clear in between the 32 and 88. Now does Berger on that same line. That enter middle, slide high. No, he's going to go to the bottom, try and block off the 32. He'll have to run on the 88 to the bottom side here. Hard to make this pass. He'll have to be very aggressive. Oh, he squirts the throttle. Clipped the apron up the racetrack into the door of the 88. Had to lift. Got a little too aggressive. Now we'll fight 3 wide with 27 to the inside. 32's in the fence. As we are working to finish the halfway lap, this time by. Driver starting to really scrap for it. As further back, Raven fights with Cody Johnson. Bound for the lead, not going anywhere, still 0.3 of a second. Oh wow, that 13. Cody Johnson just about got Chucky Walden. They both try and gang up on the 3. They wiggle and wobble off the corner. Oh, near contact. I thought the 13 was going around. Right there. 3 probably not loving that move. We'll drive right to the corner. Slide up. Here comes the 37. Loose 30. 13's around. 3's in it as well. Caution's out. Caution is out on the Speedway. It's going to be for 1, Cody Johnson. Loose off of 4. Never could get it saved. See it right here. Just loose moment, snapped it back, and with Walden right on the rear pipes, there was just nothing he could do to avoid the spin. Let's go back and check it out one more time. This time from the rear view of the 13. There's the slide. There's the hit. And around goes Johnson. No major harm or foul in that one. Just an unfortunate set of circumstances, I would say. We'll take a quick step aside here, pay some bills on PRA. Back in just a few.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Back here on PRA, just hitting the 1 to green.
Working our 5th caution of the day if you're just joining us. Race recap. Working lap number 70 of 130. Landon Lacey has been your leader for most of the day. 5 cautions for 15 laps. Almost had a third lead change under that last run, the 18. Got right beside the 24. Could not do anything with it. Coonan just not quite enough to get around Lacey. So far today, 56 laps led. With the 70 we've run, it's been Lacey's day. Can anyone else get this win away from the 24? Field back into the zone. Here we go. Drivers fanning out. Newman again up in the fence. As this time, Haynes all over the back bumper of Coonan. The battle persists for third. Newman has been hyper aggressive on these restarts. Is there anything he can do to clear the 25? No, he might lose 2 here. Oh, that's tight. 32 had to stuff it in the fence. 88 realized it, backed off. That's going to give Haynes back the position. As Sikorsky tries to make a little bit of noise here in the 27. And there is your pole sitter, the 9. That's Bird. Drivers moving and shaking all over this racetrack. Now blow, wow, that was caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack. I think Cody Johnson? No. I'm not sure where this was. Oh, 87 potentially. Let's see if we can. I'm seeing that Joe Albright's gone off the racetrack. Oh, there it is. I would say that had something to do with it. Yeah, it looks like that's where it was. Just a spin right there. Already spinning into our frame. Let's maybe look back a little further here. Let's watch Albright. It's going to happen the next lap. 720's just been hanging out around 20th all day. That Moza sponsored number 720. 87 of Rakowski, who's already seen in an incident at least one time today. He's going to get right to the back bumper. That is the same thing that happened to the 87 just a couple cautions ago. Car loose in front of him, nowhere to go. And around goes the 87. Around goes the 720, sorry. Another fairly harmless spin and slide for a driver. 6th caution of the day. We are running out of laps. Back part of the field enters pit lane. Started off by Hendrickson. Caldwell, Brandenburg, Rakowski, Radowski, apologies. Cardwell, Brandenburg. Battle's been up front though. Lacey, Coonan. Hayes has been close, but just kind of lacks the long run pace. He's good for the first 2 or 3 laps, but it starts to fall away from him after that. Haven't seen Bird progress through the field like I expected. Bird's still stuck back in 8th. behind Blanco, who has been pretty quick tonight. Sikorsky's been just quietly hanging out here. Back part of the top 5. Weiss in that same kind of vein has battled hard with the 88, but just hung out around 5th all day. Newman has been a big story tonight with how aggressive. He'll roll the middle right on your door. It's almost asking for trouble. Hayes, of course, has been solid in 3rd most of the day. Kunin had a shot at the lead a couple runs ago, and Lacey has led your most laps today. A rundown of your top 8. Rodney Roberts back here in the 9th spot, way below the racetrack. Not sure what's going on with him. And 10th has been William Bowman, who we saw in the initial caution of the day, but really nothing else, just slowly but surely working his way back through the field. Biggest dropper of the day is Jake Raven, started up in 2nd, finds himself in 13th in the 37. Let's get back to it. On the backstretch, should see drivers getting this thing back fired up, right up against the outside wall in about half a mile. Can anybody knock Landon Lacey off the perch he's been on for basically this entire race? Green flag is back out into the start zone. And we roll again here in Kansas. They fan out 3 wide. Offset for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. No one able to make a move yet. Blanco battles with Bird off the exit. These two showing that they can, that any of them can get up to the front of the field. It's just going to be a matter of how do you pass the cars in front of you and who gets there first. Haynes goes to block the bottom on Newman. Looks like Bird got around Blanco and Sikorsky. I think the 9's starting to find it right now. Back up to 6. Remember, went from the lead, 2nd, I should say at the very least, back in the field to restart the back. That was about 50 laps ago, just now making his way back up to the front. It's taken quite a while, so I think message for drivers, don't fall back in the field. Track position does matter. So he tries to clear the tide ride. Might force it 3 wide. That's going to be tight. Thinks better of it. Good way to end your day early. Crossed over like that. Way up into the wall goes the 9. Can he clear the 32? Got the run. Should be able to clear down into 3. No, he's going to hit the wall again. Kill momentum. Is behind them. Oh my goodness. 51, 23, 51. So loose on the bottom. Holds it right on the door. 50 laps to go here at Kansas. Oh, look now, Lacey's under fire from Kunin. Heating up. Oh, Kunin tries the high side this time. Remember, he was on the bottom last time. Got loose up there, couldn't make it stick. Again, we'll roll the middle. Longer way around, more momentum. If you can run it right. Just a little bit off the pace. Weiss gets passed by the 9. Matthew Bird on a mission right now. He will clear the 88 on the exit, yes. Battle's now on for 5th behind him. Newman again going his favorite line. And we saying, I don't think so. We're not going to play that game. Throw back to the days of Craven in this car back in 03 at Darlington. I believe what they're going for with that one. Was the closest finish in NASCAR history until a couple years ago, right here at Kansas. Larson and Buscher. Top two have gapped the field. It's 2 seconds from Kunin. Back to Hayes. Blanco tries to get around. 32 is fading at the moment. Blanco in 7th. Newman not thrilled. He got passed by the 9. Just to try and fight for it back. We'll give up that spot on the racetrack and make the 32 fight for it. Another move. Fakes it. Now to the bottom again. Drivers are moving and shaking right now. Look at the hands on the 88 right now. This is Ted Newman. Started back in 18th. He's plus 13 spots here today. I think now the long run pace starting to show for drivers who are saving those tires. Blanco is moving forward. The 32 into the door of the 88, almost 3 wide on exit. That's going to give Blanco the run. Blanco might go 2 for 1. He's going to get loose on the bottom. It's not going to stick. Oh my goodness. I still just cannot believe how aggressive drivers are being in the middle of the corner, trying to avoid giving their competitors any edge. 32's up in the fence. Battle for the lead is stretched out a little bit. It's 3/10. I think Lacey just hit the wall. As the spin behind him, 51. Head Sauls for a slide, no caution. Gonna go check on Sauls here. Quick replay for you. Just loose on his own in the tri-oval. You don't see that very often. Great job saving that car. Newman, Sikorsky with Bowman trying to make a move. Working the end of this one. Here's your best battle. 23 sideways. Oh, coming back up the racetrack, around he goes again. William Bowman, great save. That car was evil for a moment. Fontaine works forward after, remember, that car was very evil earlier in the race. Nadeau has cleared his livery mate Newman, who is fading like a rock right now. Just driving that car way too hard. Good on the short run, has speed, but really just cannot seem to keep it going the longer the run goes. And we're working our longest run of the day. He's going to get into the wall hard. He'll lose 4, make that 5, maybe more. They're wrecking. Caution is out. Foley in the 60. We're going to see it one more time right here. Yeah, you can just see how... one more time here. Lacey's led 79 times today, 80 when they crossed the line. Can Coonan get him off pit road? Oh, this is going to be close. Coonan's got him. And then 29 goes spinning on pit road. What on earth? Oh, that was a dangerous turnaround attempt. Gonna have to wait for this green car, then has a shot at it. Sides against it. 24 still on pit road. What could this be for? Oh my goodness, this changes the whole race. Remember, it took Matthew Bird, who is now second, it took him some 70 laps to get back in the top three. Landon Lacey's just now exiting the pits, will fall all the way back to 20th. The drivers led the most laps today. 80 of them. Will he have the time with under 40 laps to go? New players up at the front. Coonan leading for the first time today. Bird back up at the front after leading very early, 2 separate occasions. And Haynes, who has been third basically the entirety of the day. Weiss moves up to 4th. Blanco in the top 5 for the first time. Sikorsky is 6th. Nadeau in the 7th spot. 8th for Jake Raven, 9th for Fontaine, and Brandenburg making his first top 10 appearance here in the 10th spot. Remember, some fast drivers just had issues. Ted Newman, one of them. Landon Lacey, obviously, with the issues there as well. They're going to have to figure out a way to get back to the front. As our 7th caution coming to a close into the start zone. And away we go. Caution's out. Caution is out. Jerry Hendrickson. Yeah, big checkup. Started with the 3, Chucky Walden. Check it out with Walden here. Just had to hit the brakes, and not sure why the 77 dove quite like that. Let's see if we can get another shot at it here. Oh, he did make contact. Just sent that car all the way around into the grass. Caution came out immediately. Kunin still your leader. As we close into the final 30 laps of this one. 96 complete, about to hit 97. As we will take another step aside here. Be back in just a few moments.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, PRA. Working our 8th caution of the day for the Grid Finder Nostalgia Cup Series. Working turn number 4. About to get this thing back underway. I've been your host, Morgan Cook, this evening. Also pushing the buttons as we are back under green. 30 more laps. Kunin leads his first laps under green of the day. With Bird behind him, Haynes again starting to fall back right off the rip. Drivers watch out for, look at this gaggle. The 24, Landon Lacey led most of the laps today, over 80 of them, or actually exactly 80 of them. Now back in 16th with 30 to go, has a long drive ahead of him to get back to the respectable finishing position for how fast that car's been today. And for the lead, Kunin able to really clear in the center. He's going to lose it all on exit. The 9 is on the way. We'll pick this battle up in a moment. Fontaine's trying to make moves. Cody Johnson's under fire. Battles aplenty with only 29 to go. cars under a blanket, make it 5. Quintet out here. Just outside the top 10. Everyone about 2/10 apart all the way throughout the field. First time we haven't really seen Hayes get gapped from the top 3. Not saying it's Hayes' fault or Haynes' fault. It's just been Coonan, Lacey have been so fast. Now Lacey back up to 13th, about to take 12th away from Sauls. 3 wide for a moment. 3 says no. $51 to the bottom. I don't know if that move's going to work. He got there. 24 powers on through. Will take that spot away. Clear for Lacey. Sikorsky trying to hold off the 55. That's Nadu. Should be able to do that up off the corner. Haynes was under fire for a moment from Weiss. That has simplified itself. Oh, Weiss hard into the outside wall. That should give Haynes the position he needs to make some speed up on Coonan and Bird. The 2 drivers both over 4K. Landon Lacey, the other of the 3 drivers in that club here tonight. Blanco trying to chase down Weiss. From his headrest, here's what we see. Oh, Weiss. Tight off the corner. Blanco's got the position on the high side. Right on the seam. This car's going to get loose right about now. You can see him drive down the seam. Up off the corner. 4th position for the 57th highest he's been today. Bird getting stalked by Haynes. Coonan is flat out driven away. Biggest lead I believe we've seen since the first 30 laps or so. Weiss is still under fire. This time Brandenburg slowly but surely making his way through the field. Haven't really said his name much today. The 4 been quietly and steadily outside the top 10, but just making incremental improvements and might get a 2 for 1. If the 55 and 32 aren't careful, it's going to be close on the entry. Down to the very bottom of the racetrack. Should clear Nadu. No, will not. 32 won't slide up either. Now what? If you're the 4, you can't go to the high side. Car there can't go to the bottom. Car there too. Can you go to the very top? It's possible. Oh, spin in front of him. That's Weiss. Just talking about him. 32 goes around. Up off the corner. Yeah, 4 was there. 4 got loosened, came down. 32 went up. The tide ride. And crumpled against the outside wall. Sits on the pit lane. Not where you want to be as we work our 9th caution of the day. You don't want to be the 9th caution. Pace car going to collect the field off of 2. Imagine we'll see many drivers hit pit road. Kunin has been up at the front for most of the day, up 15 positions from his starting spot. Might get to reap the rewards of just being patient. Hasn't done it in the flashiest way, just solidly, steadily been up in the top couple. The 9, of course, doing this the hard way, started on pole, went all the way back, and then back through the field. As one driver stays out, Biddle try and make a little bit of noise with under 20 to go. Pit about 20 laps ago. See if the tires hold up here for the 96. Drivers up off of pit road. Kunin will get off first. 25 is going to get out around the 9 as well. 9 is really staying on pit road for a while here. Now we'll leave. Move Boyd back to 14th spot. 21 seconds in the box. Very slow. Must have hit the wall. Repaired damage, something of that nature. Back up front. Kunin really has the advantage here in terms of the rest of the field on the fresh tires. Let's show you what I mean. So Biddle, the leader right now, only driver to not pit here. 20 lap older tires than the rest of the field. He will pick actually he'll start right in front of the field, I suppose, not double file restarts. Ignore what I was going to say, which is he gets to launch his lane, whatever. But Kunin is the first car to him. So if Biddle doesn't go, Kunin has the option, has to lift or do whatever he has to do to avoid. If they make it to turn 1, Kunin's job is to go wherever Biddle doesn't. Biddle should be a fair bit slower in the corner than what Kunin is. Also, looking at the best laps of the race, Biddle's best lap was a 30.94, so almost 31 seconds flat. Kunin's was a 30.5, which was the second fastest today. Lacey ran faster. So I'm trying to say is that not only is this a tire difference, it's simply a car speed difference. Could play a factor in how this one shakes out. Well, it's go time now. Biddle, Kunin, Haynes, your top 3. Green flag is out with 17 laps remaining. And already the 18. It's a great jump. Will clear to the bottom. No questions asked. Haynes going to try and do the same easily. Biddle is on the defense right now, but Haynes is on offense. To the bottom. Can he hit the white line and make it stick? The answer is yes, even. To the Kunin ride. Now we'll follow in behind him. As we are starting to settle out here at the end of this one. 15 laps to go. Hubbard on pit road. Has been excellent in the final third of this race. As Blanco tries to hold off Sikorsky. Oh, and that was in the outside wall, going to get 2 spots up as Raven may get the jump. Here comes the 24. Lacey's been fastest car all day. Lacey's up to 8th. Gonna get 2 right here if he can clear the sliding and fading Biddle. 14 more times around. Make that 13. Will determine who wins here in Kansas. Biddle so tight in the center, you can see it. That 96 just cannot get the turn. Gamble was worth it, but I don't think it's going to pay off here. Further ahead, Nadu. Again, solid all day. Now a bit on the fade. As Blanco is the cork in the bottle for this quartet of drivers. Contact behind him. Kelly. Raven. Lacey got that clear done. Brandenburg thought, oh, Brandenburg was going to get into the corner. Lifted at just the right moment. Moved Lacey back to 6th. They're almost wrecking behind him. The 9's in the wall. So we got a battle for the lead here. Scott Hayes trying to say the end of the race is the right time to be fast. Lime green GoDaddy car on the bottom. Closest he's been to the point all day. Gonna get within half a car length. Down in the center of 3 and 4. To the stripe photo. I think Coonan still got that lap done. That might have broke the NASCAR record if that was the end of the race. Very close. At the margin, at the finish line there. Caution's out, I believe. Yes, it's something to do with the 3. There's a 96 Biddle also involved. Oh, there's a tire rolling down the racetrack. Goodness. Oh, it's the 17s. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's the 88 in the middle of the racetrack as well. Ted Newman, what happened? So 17 already crashed. Then Newman crashed afterwards. It seems like he just stopped in the middle of the racetrack. I don't understand. Yeah, he just stopped and got plowed into by the 87 who didn't see him. And the 720. Oh my goodness, we got to go back and see more of this. This had something to do with it, maybe. I don't know what happened here. The 17. Shannon Millikins, who were watching. There's the 3 spinning on his own. Oh, the 96 just clipped and got the 17. 96 gets spun for his effort as well. A lot happening there. Now let's watch the 96 a little bit further here of Biddle. As there's a car stopped in the middle of the racetrack. Biddle doesn't see it. Yeah, clips the 720 who didn't see that car either. Carnage at the end of this one. Not what you expect to see at this point in the race. 10th caution. Under 10 laps remain. When we go back racing, I believe we're going to have a 6-lap dash to the finish. Can Coonan hold on? He has led the last 26 laps. There's the driver picture for the 18 as well. Driver from Huntsville. Led a lot of laps today. Also, the biggest mover is up 15 spots. 16th to the lead. Cardwell's up 14. Up to 9th position for the 67. Another lime green car. Should be hitting 1 to green this time by, and then we're going to hopefully determine who wins this race. lap away from getting this one done. 720 going to get a lap back. That's Joe Albright. Only driver in the field sub 1,000 on the iRating. Not that that matters too much, but still a good barometer. Of course, that's how matchmaking on the service is done. As Ted Newman has been disqualified. You don't often see the black flag with the white stripes, but it's there. No longer being scored is Ted Newman. Thomas Kunin, Scott Haynes, Kyle Nadeau, Nicholas Sikorsky, and Daniel Blanco, your top 5. Who can get this thing done in Kansas? Green flag back on the racetrack. Field screams by into turn number 1. 6 more laps on the board. 25. Caution's out. Caution is out. Something to do with Landon Lacey potentially. 13 and the 24 go around. There it is. Well, that will pretty much end the winning chances for Landon Lacey here today. Car who led the most laps will probably not end up in victory lane. See if we can find that one more time here. A higher angle. You can see 13 just gets a bit of a touch right there. 24 checks up, 77 does not. And the 9, the other one of the fast cars today, gets a nose full. The 24's door. Fast car starting to fall left and right. 2 left on the racetrack in terms of your fast 4, I would call them. Kunin and Haynes 1-2 at the moment. The 11th caution of the day. Now here is something interesting. I am not sure if we have overtimes here tonight. Green-white checkers, or if we go straight to 1:30 and call it quits. Either way, we will have a green-white checker, a natural green-white checker, as we should go back racing. Coming to lap 128. But this will be interesting. Couple laps determine who's going to win in Kansas. Another caution could settle it. Some drivers who have had some quite nice runs today. Quietly, Sikorsky hanging out here in 4th. Was in the top 10 all day, but his cars had problems. He continually moved forward. Solid progress. Daniel Blanco in that same vein. Bowman was wrecked twice in this race. Back up to 6. Jake Raven started outside front row. Hasn't really been a factor for the win, but has been steadily in the top 10. Cardwell is now tied for your biggest mover of the day. He is up 15 spots. Fontaine, remember, had a lot of issues early in the race with the handling of that car. Fell like a rock through the field. Back up to 10th. Cody Johnson had a spin earlier. He's still 17th on the lead lap, and that's the goal here, just to finish all the laps. Learn from some of these faster drivers. He'll beat a few of them today. Lacey, of course, one of those drivers who will not finish terribly well. Is that car still on the pit lane? Maybe even left the session. Don't believe he's here anymore. Thomas Kunin. has led a bunch of laps today, 31 of them. If all goes well, might lead up to 34, maybe 35. Pace car making ruts down on that white line. For the 12th time today, will pull off the racetrack and give the field an opportunity to sort it out amongst themselves. Coonan on the loud pedal. Green flag is back on the racetrack. 3 more times around. Make it 2 to go. We're going to go green, white, checker. Battles for 4th. Sikorsky to the high side of Nadeau. Nadeau slips up. They're wrecking down the back. Did they save it? Yes. Blanco, does he save it? Yes. Aggressive move, didn't pay off for either driver. Lost momentum, lost time, lost ground. White flag flying from Barney's hand. Haynes has one more shot at it. All Coonan has to do is keep it on the racetrack. No mistakes, no slips, no slides. Into turn 3, so far so good. Conservative middle lane. Off of turn number 4, your winner tonight was going to be Thomas Coonan in Kansas. Coming to the checker, I think Brandenburg went for a ride. Someone certainly went for a slide. Everyone has now finished the race. Here are your results. At the conclusion of this one, Thomas Coonan going to get the win. See him do his celebration in the background. Haynes will finish in second, under a 1/10 of a second back. Sikorsky rounds out your top 3. Here from Kansas, 130 laps in the books. 3 green flag lead changes amongst 4 different drivers. 11 cautions for a cool 33 laps under pacing. Bird won the pole, did not get the race win. Landon Lacey led the most laps and set the fast one. Hard charger was Cardwell, was up 16 at the end of this one. Your running order, here's how it went. Coonan, then Haynes, Sikorsky, your top 3. Kyle Nadeau comes home in the 4th spot. William Bowman in 5th position. Daniel Blanco up to 6th spot. Cardwell, your hard charger, finishing in 7th. Jake Raven in the 8th spot. Ed Sauls in 9th position. Aaron Fontaine rebounds for 10th here tonight. 11th is going to be Kevin Bowie. Bowley, apologies. Rodney Roberts in 12th. Matthew Bird in the 13th position. You see the rest of the drivers scroll through under running order. Brandenburg, Hendrickson, Johnson, Biddle, Walden, Lacey, Newman, your top 20. Radowski, Albright, Hubbard, Milliken, Weiss, your top 25 who started the race, and Koba never did make the start of this one. It's a fun race here tonight. Drivers put on a pretty good show as the 18 sits on the front stretch. Another time victorious in that era of car. But I believe that is about going to do it for us here today. I want to thank everyone try that again. Apologies, folks. I want to thank everyone at the Grid Finder and PRA for letting me be up here for the Nostalgia Cup Series event here in Kansas. Special thanks to Grid Finder for a few shows I've been on this week. Appreciate them. I've been Morgan Cook here for PRA. Hopefully you enjoyed it. the show here in Kansas. If you did, or even if you didn't, make sure you drop us a like, subscribe to the channel so you miss a moment of the racing action you can't find anywhere else. I want to thank everybody, and for that, we'll see you next time, right here on PRA.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.